much to mention, except I did stumble across a new principle yesterday, which is big news. That's what I should use for the title. The principle of family. Funny, it seems like that would have been in there earlier. I guess it kind of reveals my focus. My focus has always been first and foremost the adventure of life and introspection. It's like I don't have a principle for food. It's important. I kind of take it as a given. Although I do list my diet in the book Going Alone. But I've decided to add family. And it came about by a curious method. I was not, again, you can criticize me as being not having a good and proper focus. Family should be first and foremost, I would imagine. That's the cliche, right? It's interesting how that is certainly the case for me, although I don't proclaim that. I don't, beat that drum very often. But it certainly has been the driving force ever since I turned back from that mountain in the desert at 24 and went back to Yumiko and resolved to build a life with her and a family and a home and etc. Even though our home has never been permanent, more like a nomadic home. Still, a family nonetheless. And I think quite successful at that. We've raised our daughter. We've gotten through thick and thin, 35 years. All the accoutrements that should be expected of a good relationship. I mean, not perfect, of course, but a very good relationship from two people very different, but who share a very common grounding in values. That's the key. So, the reason that I came about to add the principle of family was by way of the sub-principle that I will apply to it, which is catalyst. And I realized that family is a big umbrella. I could put a lot of stuff underneath that. Catalyst, because I was thinking I think I was writing yesterday in my journal how, I think it was yesterday, I was definitely writing, but about how without family, we wouldn't be driven to push through the difficult parts at work when our job is hard, to build a career, to do all the hard stuff, which yields great benefit in terms of fulfilling our objectives, of all the objectives actually. It becomes a foundation for all of that. It's a catalyst for that. And I was specifically thinking about my own life, because whose life do I know any better? That if I hadn't chosen the direction of family, I might not have had the fortitude to do all the good stuff to completion. The career, the raising of the child, all the projects that I've done as a project manager, all the kids that I've taught as a teacher, all of the antiques that I delivered as an failed antique vendor, merchant, and all the books that I've written as an author. All of those things were catalyzed by my commitment to family. So now I'll bring it in as a part of the good life. This will be principle number 33, the principle of family and the sub-principle of catalyst. Where to put it? Not quite sure yet. Maybe I'll find a place as I do my meditation this morning. Feels like it belongs near purpose. I was tempted to put it as a sub-principle of purpose. It looks a lot like the sub-principle of biology, doesn't it? But that's a different, slightly different message. That's fulfilling a mandate of sorts. Family is more than reproduction. It's more than having a child. It's all that comes with the connections, the compromise. It is a compromise, the give and take of establishing a good relationship, the balance, the hard work. But it complements the biological purpose of our being, which is to have children. It also looks a lot like the social principle, but different, of course. Could belong close to either of those. Could be after social principle and then the principle of family. That's probably where it belongs. Or how about the principle of purpose and then family? No, that's not the best place. I think that's where I'll put it, after the social principle. So it'll muck things up. Now, because that's still, a third of the way through the good life. It's whenever I add something new that throws my memory off. But let's give it a try, shall we? Okay, so